everyone. This is Himanshu Sehgal, CEO of PharmaShots. With me today, we have Hector. Hector is the National Healthcare System Partnership Manager with one of the top 5 pharma companies. So, Hector, thank you so much for joining us. So, for the audience, let me tell you why we are interviewing Hector. Last week, I went to Barcelona for covering the Reuters Pharma Barcelona event. It was a great event. One of the discussions was about reimagining your 2025 sales strategy, and Hector was one of the panelists in that panel discussion. And on my request, he agreed upon on a post-conference talk to give us the key highlights of that conversation. So thank you once again, Hector, for taking out time and talking to us. So Hector, my first question to you would be, what was your overall experience about the conference?
Well, I think as usual, I've been a couple of times already in Reuters Pharma. I think it's been a very interesting conference with many thought leaders of the industry talking about the latest trends. It's always very good to attend, the keynotes because you have really, really thought leaders of the industry talking about not only what's happening but what's coming, and that's always really, really good for someone who's interested in the trends. Obviously, this year I think there was a lot of focus on AI and how AI is changing the landscape of pretty much everything, but basically market access, the way we do development of drugs and commercialization. So I think takeaway is that we have an emerging technology that has the possibilities to make our life easier, but we need to work hard in order to better understand it. Another highlight I mentioned is that, and this was common also last year, we are already agreeing that we need to break silos in order to become a much more efficient organizations, especially commercially wise. But we're not there yet, apparently, because it's still under discussion.
So thank you for that. So overall experience was good. Obviously, my personal experience was also great with the conference. I learned a lot, from multiple sessions and all that. I learned a lot. I want to talk specifically about your panel discussion. So your panel discussion topic was Reimagine Your 2025 sales strategy. So what are your personal views? How are we reimagining it?
All right. So I already mentioned in the panel that I was a little bit the exotic part of the panel because all my colleagues were very experts in the channel and commercial excellence, and I'm working more on the partnership sides with the healthcare system. But anyway, I think the 3 main things that I took from the panel, again coming back to how do we have to break silos, because complexity of all the ecosystem is to be addressed, with different functions working together, having a really comprehensive commercial plan, and the commercial plan will be varying according to not only the life cycle of the product that you are working with, but also with the nature of the therapeutic area. Another thing, the second thing, is that whatever we do, we have to measure it and to establish KPIs. But we need to be very strategic beforehand, because otherwise, establish KPIs first and then a strategy, we normally get very restricted in our vision. So I think we have to be very strategic, but we have to be very accurate in the KPIs that we measure. And for that, I think we have, again, the right technologies coming. We've been working a lot in our omni-channel campaigns for sales and marketing. And with artificial intelligence, I think we can have a much more robust data and much more accurate execution. And the third one is more on the execution side. I think we probably need to be much more focused on the execution on the field, especially. I think, again, commercial excellence and omni-channel has given us the possibility to have personalized the relation that we have with our customers. So we are able not only to understand better what they really need, because we have more data, but also ideally to offer him or her a lot more value in what we do, not only in sales strategy, but in their education, in their needs, their pathways, for instance, or we have the possibility to create that omni-channel strategy to personalize better the relation that we have with our customers. And our customers don't need to have only be healthcare professionals, but can be, decision makers, patient advocacy groups, etc.
So thank you for highlighting those points. One, you spoke about regulatory also, and then I have this question because right now there is a lot of regulatory updates, government including tariffs, and then reintroducing them and then taking them back, and then so on and so forth. There is a lot of things going on in the world right now. So how difficult or easy it does that global geopolitics make these achieving the sales target or revamping the sales within the pharma industry?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a very uncertain landscape now until we really know what's going to happen with these tariffs. There are obviously international turmoils coming on, and it seems that pharmaceutical now, I think they're gonna be out of those tariffs, but you never know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen after 90 days.
exactly.
That's not the only regulation. There are other regulations, especially in Europe, applying to environment, applying to the way that products are being evaluated for pricing, etc. So yes, we have a time where we need to understand very well what's going to be the end point of these regulations, because they might change heavily. Well, not heavily, but they might change in terms of how much the investments are being done by pharmaceutical companies in many things. Because if we need to pay more tariffs, if we need to contribute more to other regulations, and access is even more restricted, I think there could be a threat there, but it could be the other way around, right? So I mean, the regulation could ease a little bit the processes and help adopting innovation by the markets. And if tariffs at the end of the day stay as they are, I think we have a nice landscape. So I think uncertainty, and let's hope that it's going to be for good. But we have to be prepared also to if it's going to be affecting in a worse way for our industry. We hope it will not.
So basically, what you're saying is that there is an uncertain time, but you have to brace for the impact.
Exactly.
Awesome. So just last question. I know you are a busy man. So just last question. How do you envision in next 5 years the pharma industry or a healthcare industry evolving? What are the new things which you are expecting to take place? Your thought process basically.
Yeah. Well, 5 years is not a long time. Although change now is massive, and only 5 years ago we were in the pandemic. So I mean, imagine anything which has happened ever since. I don't know if 5 years is going to be enough as to see massive changes, but there are a few things that could, trigger changes in the industry. First one we've already spoken about, all the regulations and how this could affect in terms of how investment is done. The second, I think it could be, the technology. And again, telling us, I think it's going to help a lot the industry first in terms of R&D. I think all the research processes are going to be probably faster and more accurate, and this could definitely impact on how medications are being researched now, and could accelerate, the access of these new medications to patients. So I think this is going to be a big change. On the execution side, I think it's going to help also in the manufacturing, but also in the commercialization of drugs, and therefore this is going to have an impact on people. Obviously, we know AI is going to have impact on people. I'm not saying this in a negative way, because I think it's going to help. It's going to help us, to focus on more will add more value, and probably will help us simplify those things that are more transactional, if you like. And with that, I think one thing that it's for sure is that if we want to stay up to date and our industry wants to stay up to date in the next 5 years, we need also to be prepared for AI, and our people needs to be trained on AI. And the last thing I think, and I'm coming back to my previous answer, collaboration, not only internal collaboration within the companies, but collaboration with the healthcare ecosystem. I think it's going to be very necessary, because apart from the regulation, apart from the technology, especially in the Western countries, population are aging, and we have more chronic disease. We have people living longer, but with not the best quality of life, and therefore the healthcare system is being overstretched in terms of resources. So collaboration between all the actors in those in the ecosystem is going to be required in order to make the system sustainable as while we are ensuring that patients have access to innovation and new medications and have better care.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your thought process, for your thoughts basically on the future of healthcare, what you have discussed on the panel discussion. So thank you so much for your time. It was lovely talking to you, and I hope to catch up with you soon. So yeah, thank you so much.
Sure.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.